I said just now, I didn't see the commentary comment this upasamaya, the word mean peace here translate. It said that actually here the peace refer to when for the sake of because of for the sake of you could say, or for the sake of the eradication or the peace, for the sake of the eradication, or you could say appeasement of the kilesa, the defilement. Where is it now? Let me just look again.
The second one in the first one.
No, it say that if you are in the Dhammadipa, when the Tathagata awakening, the middle path, right? That give rise to the eyes, give rise to the knowledge. And then that leads one to the appeasement, or by here translate peace. So here the appeasement refer to, actually the meaning, not for the sake, the appeasement refer to the appeasement from, or that means the cessation or the appeasement from the defilements. And the next word is for the Sambodhaya, right? No, Abhinyaya first. So because of the able to recollect the higher knowledge based on the Four Noble Truths, right? Or you can recollect the Four Noble Truths, or you could able to bring along the Four Noble Truths. So that's meant by the higher knowledge, for the sake of higher knowledge. So in other words, the refer to higher knowledge is not the other higher knowledge, but the higher knowledge means you're able to recollect or you're able to bring along the Four Noble Truths, And then for the sake of, that leads to some Sambodhaya. Because of that, so it's able to become Sambodha, means some Buddhita, means become to aware or become awakened. In other words, because of the Four Noble Truths, so become awakened. So what does it Nibbana mean? Just simply say that leads to searching, that leads to the action of searching the Nibbana. Okay. Or Kiriya, the action of searching the Nibbana. That means by the Nibbanaya. That means that leads to Nibbana, means the action of searching the Nibbana. Okay, I guess people maybe have a clearer pictures. Now, let's look at what are these next one. Now, these monks.
Now, these monks is the truth of the noble ones, that is the painful. Birth is painful, aging is painful, illness is painful, death is painful, sorrow, lamentation, physical pain, unhappiness, and distress are painful. Union with what is disliked is painful. Separation from what is liked is painful. Not to get what one wants is painful. In brief, the five grasped at categories of existence are painful.
Okay. Now, this. Monk is the truth from noble ones. This is a plural form, noble ones. That is a painful, or the dukkha. So there are 8 kinds of dukkhas mentioned here. Okay. So in the sutta, this is the way we say the dukkha. Any other question with that? Looks like nothing to be discussed. Everybody have attained the first noble truth already. So, the dukkha.
We wish.
Actually, even sometimes the explanation what does it mean by the birth, aging, illness, death, and also sorrow, lamentation, pain, unhappiness, distress, can be some in the different sutta can be somewhat different also. But of course, it would not carry away the whole meaning of it. Just the pain is not necessarily say, for example, the birth is not necessarily because the birth as the birth or like you were born, But the birth also, anything that start to arise is also as a birth as well, right? Like that. Anyway, we leave that aside at the moment. Just go on. See, what is the cause of the painful? Well, here just translate painful, dukkha. So some people like to translate oppression also. They think it's a much more psychological way. So what is the origin of the painful or the dukkha? Okay, you want to just read that? Yeah.
Now, this monks is the truth of the noble ones. That is the origin of the painful. It is this craving which leads to repeated existence, accompanied by delight and attachment, seeking delight now here, now there. That is craving for sensual pleasures, craving for being something, and craving for something's non-existence.
Okay. But this is quite a very standard kind of formula. Whenever you see any Buddhist text, you always see that almost in the sutta explanation, sutta way explanation is the same. Okay. So if you look at the Pali in the third paragraph, Yaya Tangha Vonobhavika Nandi Raga Sahagata Tatra Abhi Nandini. So that if you look at the third paragraph, the 1, 2, 3, the fourth line, almost the end of fourth line, Ya Ayang Tangha, this kind of the Tangha is Vonobhavika. Again and again it exists. Nandi. Nandi means you feel Nanda, the word Sam, Ananda, Chinsin, you feel joy, Raga, and then that's why you say Sahagata, together with the Nandi and Raga, together with the you feel lucky or something like that. You feel lucky, you feel there's a luck there, or you feel happy generally. And raga and the last, right? So again and again, here how to translate is again and again. Yeah, it's based on that again and again. It's not again and again. Tatra. Let me see how it here translated. It's just easier to say. I say delight here and now. He translates seeking delight now and now here. Actually, tatra, kind of like, you base on that again, and then you base on that again. It's almost like you accumulate it, right? You like it, and then you like it, and then you like it because you like it, and then you become like it like that. It takes that meaning like, so abhinandini. So you delight it like now and here maybe, that's simply just translate. But you delight it because of that and that, So, like you like it, then that you like what you like, and then based on what you like it again, like this. So, yeah. So, but in essence, what are these? You could say that is you have this, that is the, here translates the craving for the sensual pleasure, karma tanha, craving for the being, or what we call bhava tanha, mean becoming, or existence, craving for the existence, or craving for something that is not existence. Understand all this? Really? Wow. But I like you explain to me now then.
Oh no.
That means you like something that is not existent. So, generally in Chinese, in the northern school, they define differently. They say that is you like the existence of the higher places.
Can you say that
That means the Aruba realm, or yeah. So that's a Chinese, the northern school, but in the Pali it would say vibhava. So that's why some other people think that the word vibhava, it could carry that meaning of all. But actually, when you look at the whole Pali system, it's not like that. But you're craving for something is non-existence.
Can you say that one is clinging to the eternal, this point of view, the other one going towards the analysis?
That's just one of it, yeah. Because let's say somebody say, I don't want to live now, I want to die. Then I die, my problem will be going over. That is delight in a non-existence. And you think that because you die, its problem will be away. That, like you say, is more like a nihilism. And they're so delighted. So that's a tanha. Not necessarily they're happy, but that's why according to study or even Abhidhamma way explanation, so the dukkha, what is meant by dukkha, it's on that, because whenever you have the associate with the defilement, that's something to do with the dukkha. But even the truth of the dukkha, or you could say not the truth here, when you explain what mean by the dukkha sometimes it can be, it's not all the time is in the unpleasant sensation, but it can be pleasure sensation. Okay. The suffering, of course, in Chinese or in English, when you say the dukkha, the suffering, the painful, it always must be in the unhappy sensation or unpleasant sensation. But the dukkha actually can be pleasure sensation. Okay? And of course, we know the craving is also, craving can be usually in pleasure sensation. Okay. Let us finish, we can have a discussion. Let's just finish the Four Truths. Again, the third one, what are these?
Now this, monks, is the truth of the noble ones, that is the cessation of the painful. It is the remainderless fading away and cessation of that same craving. The giving up and relinquishing of freedom from it, non-reliance on it.
Can you read the fourth one too?
Now this, monks, is the truth of the noble ones, that is the way leading to the cessation of the painful. It is this noble eightfold path, that is to say, right view, right resolve, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, right meditative concentration.
All right. So the third one, the noble truth, is the truth of cessation of the dukkha, right? That completely cutting away of the craving and also the cessation of the craving. And then also giving up it, and you're free from it, and then you don't even look at it. or you don't rely on it. Here translate rely on it. So it means by the cessation. So it looks like the cessation have a few stages to talk about. Right? The first one, it is a remainderless fading away and cessation, right? So in other words, which is the cessation without the remainder and without the passion, without the tanha. Right? Oh, without raga. And then you abandon it. Abandon off the tanha. Relinquishes the tanha, and then you are free from the tanha. What is the translation of the last word here? You're free from the tanha, and then?
Non-reliance.
Yeah, you're not attached or not relying on it. Not, yeah. Okay. Okay. Now this I say the next one is what is the truth of the leading to the cessation of the painful? That is the Noble Eightfold Path. I guess that's clear. Okay. All right. See what then the Buddha further say. After he introduced what are these Four Noble Truths, and what in the position of the Buddha saying this, or what position he's saying that, basically. So, anyone next one want to read it?
This is the truth of the noble ones, that is the painful. In me, monks, in regard to things unheard before, those there arose vision, knowledge, wisdom, insight, and light. Now on this, the truth of the noble ones, that is the painful, is to be fully understood. In me, monks, in regard to things unheard before. There arose vision, knowledge, wisdom, insight, and light. Now on this, the truth of the noble ones, that is the painful, has been fully understood. In me, monks, in regard to things unheard before, there arose vision, knowledge, wisdom, insight, and light.
Okay. Can you next one? Yeah. Likewise. Yeah.
Likewise, in me, monks, in regard to things unheard before, there arose vision, knowledge, wisdom, insight, and light with respect to This is the truth of the noble ones, that is the origin of the painful. Thus, the truth of the noble ones, that is the origin of the painful, is to be abandoned, and thus, truth of the noble ones, that is the origin of the painful, has been abandoned.
Okay. And do you want to read the next one? I mean, let me read the next one. Yeah.
Likewise, in me, monks, in regard to things I heard before, there arose vision, knowledge, wisdom, insight, and light. With respect to this is the truth of noble ones, that is this cessation of the painful. This, the truth of the noble ones, that is the cessation of the painful, is to be personally experienced. And this, the truth of noble ones, that is the sensation of the painful, has been personally experienced.
Okay, thank you. I think one more line, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Likewise, in me, monks, in regard to things I've heard before, there arose vision, knowledge, wisdom, insight, and light. With respect to this is the truth of noble ones, that is the way leading to the sensation of the painful. This, the truth of the noble ones, that is the way leading to the sensation of the painful, is to be developed. And this, the truth of the noble ones, that is the way leading to the sensation of the painful, has been developed.
Okay. 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 Why don't we just read one more line, I guess? Otherwise, we can finish it. Yeah. So long, Jamel.
So lo monks, as my knowing and seeing of these four truths of the noble ones, as they really are in their three phases, each and 12 modes altogether, was not thoroughly purified in this way, then so long in the world with its gods, Maras and Brahmas, with its people, renunciants, Brahmins, kings, and the masses, I did not claim to be fully awakened to the unsurpassed perfect awakening. But when monks, my knowing and seeing of these four truths of the noble ones, as they really are in their three phases and 12 modes, were thoroughly purified in this way, then in the world with its gods, Maras and Brahmas, with its people, renunciants, Brahmins, kings, and masses, I claim to be fully awakened to the unsuppressed perfect awakening. The knowledge and the vision arose in me. Unshakable is the liberation of my mind. This is my last birth. Now there is no more rebirth.
Okay. Now, and then the next one is the Buddha claimed that the Four Noble Truths, it's unheard before, and there arose vision, knowledge, wisdom, insight, and light. You know, and then with respect to these Four Noble Truths. And then he also mentioned about saying that, so the Buddha himself experienced it and have it, right? So as my knowing and seeing of these Four Noble Truths, as they really are in their three phases and 12 modes, so was not thoroughly purified in this way, then so long in the world with basically, if he not really totally see that, he would not claim it, you know. That's why the other beings like the Maras or the divine beings, they cannot claim that too. So this is in the basically the essence of the Four Noble Truths, and what it is mean by the three. Any comment with that? Basically, after reading this, I'm sure that people read this text before. Just want to see how people have any other thought about it.
Let me take a guess. So, for example, on the first truth, the first thing is to do is to recognize this is the truth of the noble one, that's painful. And the second one is how do you practice it? So he would say it is to be fully understood. And lastly, he said this has been fully understood. I was guessing that would be the three phases. First, recognize it, and then second, practice it, and third, complete it.
Yeah, the tree is the the first one is mean you know the truth, right? This is a noble truth of like a suffering. And the second is that the knowledge of the truth basically to be accomplished regarding to each truth. That the third one mean the second one you have to do. The third one is that you have accomplished the truth. So if you multiply that into 4, that means I know the truth of suffering, I know the truth of the original suffering, I know the truth of cessational suffering, and I know that the path to suffering is 1, right? And the second one is I have accomplished so the truth of the suffering. In other words, I mean I know that means I fully understood what it is. I fully abandon what it is. I fully see the cause of it, and I fully understood. I fully abandon the cause of it, and then I fully attain the path. Right. That is mean the second one, and the third one is I have fully. No, the second one you have to do that. The third one is you fully understand it. One you know it. The second one you have to do it. The third one is you fully understand it. That means by that. Yeah. That's mean by the tree. The tree. What do you call here? The tree. Here translates 3 bases. 3 phases. Yeah. And altogether there are 12 of it. 12 modes. One, you know the truth, the knowledge of knowing the truth. The second is your knowledge of knowing what you should do, or the action. The third is that the knowledge that you have done.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
About the word awaken. Awaken.
Yes.
Is the equivalent to enlightenment?
Yeah.
I don't see the word we normally refer to the Buddha, enlightenment. I don't see that word here. I just see awakened, awakening.
I think some people prefer to translate the word awakening as Sambodhaya. I don't know. It's the word Buddha. It means the word Buddha. It's the past participle of the word the awake or the understand. Depends on how you translate it. Or Buddha awaken. Sambodhaya as a so is the anyway. It's mean like even have the. It's the same from the same root as Bud, mean that you know it or you understand it or you're awake from that. So it depends on how you like to translate it.
Awake from what? From a dream or sleep? Like.
Yeah, but that's also been discussed. Some people don't like the translation because some understand. For example, the Pali generally prefer to understand the word Sambodha. It has to do with the cut of the defilements. So that's why we don't maybe translate enlightenment maybe better. But it looks like in the Mahayana generally they like to translate as awaken, because like you say, awaken is as a simile, like you say, awaken from the dream or from sleeping. So someone who have the cut off the right view, the wrong view, sorry, cut off the wrong view, and they have the right view is as a simile to somebody who's awakened. You know. It's just a translation to me. But the original word is always it's here is Samboddha. Samboddha is also have the carry the it can be identical to mean somebody who have the body, puti, somebody who have a body. So just someone who actually have the correct or full or have the full body, puti. But it still come from the same root. The root is mean to understand, to awake, to know also. All right, actually time is almost up, but I like to still, to tell what do you learn today. Makes you more confusion actually. It's good to have more confusion because if sometimes you think that you know, then you always think that you know. But if you find that actually there's much more deeper than that, it's interesting. It's more. I don't know. Every time when I read it, I also always find something new in my mind. At least every time when I read the text again.
When you explain that there's a difference between the way the sutta and Abhidhamma treated the Eightfold Noble Truth.
No, they have a way to defining what is meant by suffering, what is meant by the right view, right. Sometimes they have a very similar view, but sometimes they can be. It can be different. If you just want to learn by heart, like by definition. So, yeah.
You mentioned that in the Vibhanga.
Yeah, because the Vibhanga usually explain that in terms of the sutta explanation, in terms of Abhidhamma explanation, and in terms of the knowledge explanation. They usually, that's a Pali system. They have this is one of the Abhidhamma texts. They will say that explained in terms of sutta, in terms of Abhidhamma, in terms of the knowledge. Yeah.
But can you give an example?
I think I have printed. I have it. I didn't print it. As I just say, one of them already. I remember one of them. Particularly like when you say what is mean by the birth, or what it mean by the suffering. So the sutta definitely say the suffering mean eight kind of suffering, right? But then the Abhidhamma will explain the suffering mean because when you have a defilement with any kind in a good dharma, that is also suffering. And in the wholesome dharma, when still associated with the defilement, they are also suffering. So in a much more, I don't know, it's more, you could maybe elaborated term, yeah. But I guess it looks like when you say that the suffering itself, the true suffering, usually we understand as eight kind of suffering. But I think that is maybe sufficient for one to understand the truth already, what is meant by suffering itself. But in Abhidhamma, it looks like they have very, very detail. I won't say detail, it's a little bit, you don't find in the sutta at all. But sometimes in a certain sutta, that may carry a certain meaning from that. But it never has that kind of explanation. For example, like the Vayamo, what is meant by the right Vayamo? And the right Vayamo, it's always understood, even actually in Yogacara Bhumi also. Yogacara Bhumi, that's why I think why the Yogacara Bhumi claim they are much more faithful to the sutta, because in Yogacara Bhumi also mentioned that is mean the four energy, the four striving force. But Abhidhamma would say that is because it's all your mental energy. So like you can avert your mind to any kind of object or retaining that kind of energy. This is good explanation too, but it's nothing to say it's not good. But I just say if you really are very depend on what attitude you towards this kind of study. But if you think I really need to separate the sutta and Abhidhamma, then you will find, wait, but look, the sutta never say that. But if you want to really understand that as, does it carry the same meaning? Then you say, yeah, it carries a similar meaning still. So it depends on how you look at it. But this is why I can also understand why, the more I read, the more I really understand why, because the Yogacara Bhumi say very clearly they think that they have a better understanding of sutta than the tradition. Maybe I guess what he mean by tradition, that time it referred to Abhidhamma. Oh, yeah. Yes.
Can you explain the three phases for each of the Four Noble Truths? What are those three phases?
Well, basically mean you first know the truth of the suffering, and then you know the truth of the cause of the suffering, then you know the cessation of suffering.
Already included in the Four Noble Truths already. 苦集灭道.
No, but the truth of each one you must know first, and then you also know that should be do this. You should know it. You should really, the seed, you should really abandon it.
That is about
No.
Ku.
You see it
What
and
about-
abandon.
What about Dao?
No, I'm saying the four already. The first one you know it. The Tao mean you know the path, right?
Yeah.
And then the second step, you have to know the truth of suffering again. That the truth of suffering should be known, should make known. So you have a deeper understanding of what is the truth of suffering.
The Four Noble Truths is waterfall, the system diagram, the waterfall system diagram, 苦集灭道, step by step, right? But how come when we reach to the Dao, we still need to go back to the Ku?
First, you
That's
know the
why I
four.
don't understand.
First, you understand what is Ku, what is Ji, what is Mian, what is Dao.
Yeah.
By understanding that, you know what you should do next.
Yeah.
So for Ku, you need to fully understand it. So for Ji, you need to know this has to be abandoned. Mian, you have to experience that. Dao, you have to accomplish that. Then when you go through that phase again, then you come back again. Then it's like, okay, I have fully understood it. It has been understood.
It is already understood.
No, you gotta start working.
No.
Then you
No.
finally you turn one more time. Then you
Yeah.
realize I have done everything I can on this. And then you move to the second one. I have abandoned everything there is. Then you understand. I have experienced all of that.
You cannot say because I understand the first truth, that means you are enlightened, right? You cannot say that. I'm sure you know. Even when you know there's a cessation of the path of the path of the truth, you cannot say because I'm enlightened also.
So for example, right now I understand Ku, I understand Dukkha,
Yeah.
what it is. Then right now I'm
But
on my
then
way to the.
yeah, that's only if you want to put it. That's only the first one, and the first one according to the Pali tradition, the first phase of the first truth. But you didn't go to the second phase. You didn't go to the third phase. Yeah. If you say that, you understand that. Even if you go to, now I know the path leading to the cessation, the fourth truth. So you know it, but that's still, you are in the first phase. You are not in the second phase.
有没有中文版的？我查一下，我这里真的不了解。
你去看那个
叫什么？
那个成果之道里面的那
是叫什么？那个
12形象，
12形象。好，我查一下，谢谢。查一下
好像叫三轮转12形象。
But anyway, the Chinese tradition, the Chinese sutta, and the Pali are different. The Chinese and the Chinese, the Sanjuan, the word means the tree turning is different from the Pali understand the tree turning. So, because to them, the truth to be understand and to be known, and then you know, you fully understand. So they do that first, and then you move to the second. So his way of understanding, maybe his question is more like the Chinese tradition, but it's not a Pali. In other words, mean in Chinese, you have to move to the three phase first, and then you move to the second truth. And then you have the three phase in the second truth, and then you move to the third truth. And then you have the three phase in the third truth, and you move to the last one. But that's a Chinese version. But the Pali, it's what the first phase you have to go to the fourth truth, and the second phase you go to the fourth truth, and the third phase you go to the fourth truth. So this is, I didn't mention here because we are still study the Pali now. But since you asked, that's why I asked you if you like to ask questions, then I can answer you. Otherwise, I'm not. I give you so many questions to you guys already. This is more like when you study in in the master course or graduate or what's usually studied in the graduate course. Yeah.
But
So-
I do like this new format of the.
No, but the Chinese ones sound more expandable.
I'm saying this new format, this new class format.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is really good.
No, I put some party, sometimes I don't, because I just think somehow, I mean, if
Because we can.
somehow, at least in our way we study, you definitely need to put a party there, because sometimes the translate we don't know which term. And then even in examination, you don't put a party. You say enlighten. Sometimes even we prefer you just write, you don't need to write English or so. I mean, the proper noun, you can just write party. Nobody will say you're wrong. I mean, depending on which country. In America, maybe they will say, what it is, you don't have to write that, But in Sri Lanka, most certainly you need to put a party. Because in order to make sure you are saying this term, But you could say chakku, you could translate mean knowledge, but you just put the chakku, but he won't say it wrong. But if you say arise of the chakku, you say, vision here translates a good term too. But anyway, I just want to say, technically sometimes, especially you're aware the translation is not perfect, then put the original term there, you put a bracket. Or sometimes you don't have to even. Like a Buddha now, we don't need to translate anymore, right? The word, even the Tathagata, now, when you study Buddhism more longer, you don't need to translate that also. But still, if you look at other places, they still translate the Tathagata, the term. So.
I think in the footnote 87, they make a special comment about
The Noble Truth. No.
versus the four truths of the noble ones. They make that special distinction.
Only if it was truth about the original, what is painful, could it be noble? But if so, it would not need to be abandoned. Okay. I don't understand the passage, so can you explain that to me? What does it mean? Yeah.
I think it's the translation choice, because we often say it's a noble truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
But since we studied Pali and Sanskrit before, and so the truth of the noble ones, that sounds more fitting to the original term. And also, I think he's making an argument here. It says, for example, the second truth needs to be abandoned. But how can you abandon the second truth?
Oh, I see.
Rather, it is a reality that you need to understand what's going on, and then you have to abandon the craving that's associated with that reality.
You don't abandon the truth.
No, you don't abandon the truth.
And that's the
Because,
argument.
yeah, I think that's what he's saying.
Okay, good. All right, okay, thanks for coming over, and then we still have to continue the truth. Actually, we finished the truth, but we have to finish the sutta next time.
Too bad I won't be here next time.
Okay, so because you carry the Four Noble Truths with you, so. No, accordingly, actually, to carry the Four Noble Truths is not difficult, but in order to have the three faces, that's difficult. Yeah, actually true. That's what why the Buddha want to mention the three faces have a lot of significance there. He could just say Four Noble Truths now, and then the Gondanya, now realize, and he become, no, it's three faces going on. But how to understand the three faces has much to do with the path, how you practice it also, actually. Anyway, that's a big topic again. All right, now let's, so you carry the Four Noble Truths. I don't know how many faces you carry with you. So, yeah. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.